The fifth John was a merchant, an international entrepreneur with a sharp business mind and a love for adventure. He had traveled to countless countries, bringing back stories of exotic markets and rare finds. One evening, he whisked Amanda away on a spontaneous trip to a nearby city, where they spent the day exploring hidden gems and tasting foods from around the world.
We could see the world together. There's so much to experience, and I want you by my side for all of it. You and I, Amanda.
He said, handing her a delicate piece of jewelry he'd bought from a local artisan. Amanda felt a thrill of excitement at his words. But as they returned to their city, she couldn't shake the feeling that John's heart was always elsewhere, always seeking the next adventure. Could she build a life with someone who was never content to stay in one place? Amanda lay awake that night, her mind racing. Each John had brought something different into her life. Power, creativity, stability, compassion, and adventure. But which one could bring her the kind of love that lasted a lifetime? She had to decide. And in the end, Amanda realized that love wasn't about finding someone perfect. It was about finding someone who made her feel complete. Someone who made her feel like she had come home. Amanda made her decision. The next morning, she met the fifth John, the merchant, at a quiet cafe. He greeted her with his usual excitement, ready to whisk her away on another adventure. But Amanda stopped him before he could suggest their next destination.
"John,"
she said softly, her voice steady despite the turmoil she felt inside. His eyes, bright with excitement and anticipation, softened as he noticed the shift in her demeanor. Amanda took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully.
"I've spent a lot of time with you. With all of you.
She said that while her heart racing.
And I've realized something. I love the adventures, the excitement, the thrill of the unknown that you bring into my life. But I need something more. I need stability. I need to feel grounded, to know that we're building something that will last."
John's smile faltered, and he looked down for a moment, absorbing her words. When he looked back up, there was an understanding in his eyes, a quiet acceptance of the truth.
I've always been searching for the next big thing,
he admitted, his voice softer than usual.
I thought, maybe you'd be the one to ground me. But I see now that I was asking you to follow my journey, not share one with me. And that's not fair to you.
Amanda reached out and took his hand, squeezing it gently.
"You've given me so many beautiful memories, John. But I can't keep chasing an adventure that never ends. I need a home. I hope you find everything you're looking for."
He smiled sadly, leaned in, and kissed her hand.
You'll always be the one who showed me what love could look like, Amanda. I hope you find your home too.
With that, they said their goodbyes, and Amanda left the cafe, her heart heavy but clear. She had made the first step toward finding the love she truly needed. Later that week, Amanda spent more time reflecting on her relationships with the other Johns. She visited the second John, the artist, who greeted her warmly in his studio. His latest painting was a vibrant, emotional depiction of two people standing under a starry sky, surrounded by swirling colors.
"This is us, Amanda.
He said, gesturing toward the painting.
The way I see you. The way you've inspired me."
Amanda felt her heart swell with warmth at the passion in his words, but as much as she admired his creativity, she realized that their worlds were too different. He thrived in the abstract, while she longed for something more concrete.
"Joe,"
she began gently,
"you've opened my eyes to so much beauty. But I need something real, tangible, something that's not just a dream. I'm afraid our lives are too far apart."
John's expression shifted instantly, his once soft eyes hardening with disdain. He let out a sharp, mocking laugh.
"Really? You're looking for something real? You think whatever life you're chasing will ever compare to what I can create with these hands? You'll leave here, run after your dull little dreams, and end up with some lifeless reality. But I'm the one who made you feel alive. Without me, you're just another face in the crowdy Amanda."
His words stung, cutting through her like ice.
"Keep this in mind. You'll surely regret this."
He added, his voice dripping with contempt.
You don't deserve to be someone's muse if you can't even appreciate greatness when it's right in front of you.
Amanda stared at him, her heart sinking as the warmth that had once surrounded them evaporated, replaced by cold arrogance.
Oh, I'm sorry. Goodbye.
She whispered, her voice firm despite the hurt coursing through her. Weeks pass on as Amanda decided to stay calm for some moments. One day while Amanda sat at her home, staring at her phone, John, the lawyer, sent her a text, invited her to dinner. She hesitated. The last 2 encounters with the other Johns had left her drained, and part of her wondered if meeting him would be a waste of time. But something about John's intellect and confidence always intrigued her. After a few minutes of debating with herself, she decided to go.
Maybe. I need to see where this leads to.
She thought. The next day they met at a quiet restaurant, John greeting her with his usual sharp, controlled presence. He immediately began talking about his latest high-profile case, his voice full of confidence and precision. Amanda admired his brilliance, but as the evening progressed, she noticed he hadn't stopped talking about work. Every sentence was about law firms, career moves, and his plans for the future. She tried to bring the conversation back to something more personal, but he always redirected it to his cases and ambitions. The more he talked, the more Amanda realized that his mind was never truly with her. He was always planning, strategizing, thinking about his next career step. Finally, she decided to express her thoughts.
John,
she said calmly,
you're brilliant and ambitious, and I admire everything you've accomplished. But I don't think there's enough space for me in your life. You're always looking ahead, looking at your firm and ambitions, and I need someone who can be present with me, here and now.
John paused, his fork resting on his plate as he considered her words. He sighed softly, his expression showing a rare vulnerability.
You're right, Amanda.
He admitted.
I've been all over my work, and that's just because my work consumes me, and I haven't been fully present. You deserve more.
Amanda nodded, but in her heart, she knew it was already over. As they said their goodbyes, she silently made the decision to move on, leaving John and his world of law behind without needing to explain her choice. The 4th John, the doctor, was the hardest to face. Amanda admired his compassion, his unwavering dedication to helping others. But as much as she cared for him, she knew that his life was full of emotional burdens that he carried with him everywhere he went. She couldn't ignore the deep sadness that lingered in his eyes, the weight that seemed to grow heavier with each passing day. When they met at a quiet cafe after his shift at the hospital, Amanda gently took his hand and looked into his tired eyes.
John, you have the biggest heart of anyone I've ever known. But I see how much you give to others, and I worry that there won't be enough left for yourself, or for us.
John nodded slowly, a deep understanding settling over him.
I've tried to be everything to everyone, Amanda.
He admitted.
But you're right. I've been carrying too much for too long, and I haven't figured out how to let go of it.
I care about you deeply.
She continued, her voice full of emotion.
But I need a love that's lighter, one that doesn't feel like it's carrying the weight of the world. I hope you find a way in you to understand me, John. You deserve to be happy.
He smiled sadly, his eyes soft with gratitude.
Thank you, Amanda. I'll never forget you. Please consider my feeling wherever you go.
As she walked away, Amanda felt a mix of relief and sadness. She knew she had made the right decision, but it didn't make the goodbye any easier. And so, Amanda returned to the 4th John, the humble doctor who had shown her the kind of love that was steady, compassionate, and deeply meaningful. As she approached his clinic, she felt a sense of peace wash over her. This was the man who made her feel like she had found her home. When John saw her, his eyes lit up with warmth, though they still held a hint of uncertainty.
Oh, Amanda.
He greeted her with a hug.
I wasn't sure if I'd see you again.
She smiled, hugging him while patting his back slowly.
John, I've spent so much time searching for the right answer, and I've realized that the right choice isn't about perfection. It's about how you make me feel safe, grounded, and loved. You are my home.
Tears welled in John's eyes as he held her hands, gently squeezed them.
Amanda,
He whispered, his voice trembling with emotion.
you are my peace too. I've been waiting for this moment, but I would have waited a lifetime for you.
They embraced, standing together in the quiet of the city. And in that moment, Amanda knew she had made the right choice. Their love wasn't the loud, fiery kind. It was the love that endured, the kind that made her feel at home in a world full of chaos. As the months passed, Amanda and John built a life together, filled with love, laughter, and quiet joy. They moved into a cozy apartment overlooking the park, where they spent their evenings watching the sunset and talking about their future. John continued his work as a doctor, and Amanda found herself growing more involved in the community, organizing charity events and supporting local causes. Their love grew stronger with each passing day, not through grand gestures, but through the small, meaningful moments they shared. The quiet dinners, the long walks through the city, the laughter that filled their home. One beautiful spring morning, Amanda gave birth to their first child, a daughter with bright eyes and a curious spirit. John held their baby girl in his arms, tears of joy streaming down his face as he whispered,
She's beautiful, just like you.
Amanda smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. This was the family she had always dreamed of, the life she had chosen, full of love, peace, and the quiet joy that came from knowing she was exactly where she was meant to be. As their daughter grew, Amanda and John taught her the values they held dear: kindness, compassion, and the importance of finding peace in a world full of chaos. They watched her blossom, and with each milestone, their love for each other deepened. Years passed, and though the city around them changed, Amanda and John's love remained as steady as ever. They grew older together, their bond growing stronger with each wrinkle, each gray hair, each shared memory. And so, Amanda and John lived happily ever after, their love story a testament to the power of choosing the love that feels like home. Thanks for watching. If you love this story, hit the like button, share it with friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories. See you in the next one.